last week.
No, you weren't sleeping. You were working hard.
That's right. That's what she said. I was working hard.
Yes. So thank you guys for joining. Today's show is focused on Chevrolet trucks. Are they back full force, or are they busted, or
Yes.
not quite?
Yes,
back?
they are back, full force. New
So-
models. I mean, a whole new year next year of heavy duties.
Yes. So in this show, we're gonna go over the Chevrolet truck lineup. We're gonna take your questions. So please use the chat room to comments, constructive comments, feedback, questions. We have a couple questions prepared already.
Cool. And you're gonna give them the lowdown on what they can do to get stickers and
Yeah,
patches.
you can always support us,
maybe the
guys.
chicken.
$5 gets you on the hood here in our studio. $10 gets you a sticker. $25 gets you a patch. By the way, we're getting new jackets soon.
That's awesome. I think the vest. We run around up and down that gauntlet today, so I don't have my vest. And if you get $1,000, you get this guy.
1,000.
$1,000.
So
you can do this to my chicken for $1,000.
So did you hear that, guys? $1,000 gets you a chicken, but $50 can also get you a hat, TFL truck hat, and we can sign it for you. So let's kick things off this show with some news, because today there's a piece of news that came out about the Chevy Colorado ZR2 recall, software recall. So there's an issue we reported on a couple months ago.
Yeah.
That some owners experienced airbag deployment when off-road.
That's a surprise.
So, but those airbags were deployed, the curtain airbags, when there was no impact.
Yeah.
So
really?
there was something going on with some of those trucks where if they were at a weird angle or something else was happening off-road, that the airbags would blow. Well, now Chevrolet has said that they have acknowledged 11 cases of this happening to owners.
Oh, that's not bad.
If the data is there, they will reimburse those owners, and that they're doing a dealership software update.
Well, that's pretty simple
those
to do.
trucks.
In the old days, they had like two sensors. One was in the grill, one was over in one of the corners. Two of them had to go off before they would go off. So now I'm sure the computers are much more sophisticated than in the old days, but still, it's no fun to have it go off. And that white powder gets all over the place.
Well, it can be dangerous. It can
Yeah.
actually, the airbag can hit you, and it's really scary. It's an explosive device. So I'm glad that Chevy is actually addressing this issue and moving forward with this issue. Then actually next week, are you going to that Chevy event?
You betcha. I go to all those events. Yeah.
We're both going to be at the Chevrolet event, which they're calling Portfolio, which means we get to drive, I believe we get to drive the Chevy Bison,
Yes.
the new Silverado 2.7 Turbo,
Yes.
and also the medium duty.
Oh, really?
The big boys!
Well, I didn't see that. And I know they mentioned it, but that'd be cool.
I emailed them and they said yes.
Wow.
So I'm going to hold you to this, Chevy.
I hope it's got a trailer.
Well, I hope so. Or maybe a dump bed with something
I
to
want
dump.
I want a trailer.
Okay. So so this is why we kind of wanted to talk about, first of all, the Bison truck, the ZR2 for
Yes.
2019.
Right.
It's coming out in January. Here's the Bison. And it's a collaboration between Chevrolet and American Expedition Vehicles.
Right. We saw those at Texas State Fair. I think I saw them at SEMA.
Yes.
But somewhere. SEMA's so big you lose track of the thousands of vehicles that are there. But I think I did see one in the Chevy booth in the Central Hall.
So a lot of people already joined. Chase is here, Civ, a lot of other people can. Is Trucker Dan here yet? He's probably here. What I wanted to say is people are also mentioning about the hydrogen fuel cell Chevys.
Oh,
we'll mention
the
that a little bit
military,
later.
yeah, the military
We'll
fuel.
mention it a little bit later in the show. But to start basically with the Bison, American AEV, American Expedition Vehicles, they're known for modification of trucks and Jeeps. They do a lot of accessories and parts,
Yeah.
suspensions, a lot of accessories for those vehicles. So they worked with them extensively with Chevrolet to design the bumper, the skid plates with boron steel.
Yes.
So I want to ask them about the boron steel because it's supposed to be very, very, very lightweight, but also strong.
Yeah, it's kind of like a hardener of some kind, but yeah.
But underneath the truck is kind of the same engines, 3.6, 2.8 diesel,
Yeah.
same shocks, DSSV dampers, same tires, Duratrack tires, 31-inch.
And that air snorkel, whatever that is,
Yeah.
that's just for air. But that's an option, right? That's
The
not
snorkel
standard.
is an option,
An option.
right? But
Yeah.
it makes the truck look really cool. I cannot wait to drive it and bring that news to you guys. So that's coming very soon. Any other questions coming in just quite yet?
Talking about wanting more chairs.
Long-term reliability, Chevy versus Ford versus Ram.
Long term is
V8.
kind of hard for us to do. Long term.
Yeah, and Lion Runner is asking this question, but you need to be more specific. And obviously, if we're talking about the current truck this year, we don't have any idea about reliability.
That's
yet.
true. It'd be
We
nice
need
if we.
to-
I mean, a lot of the old magazines get them for 5 years. That would be awesome. And you guys get them for what, 6 months at a time?
Sometimes,
Yeah, you
we're,
get that,
if we're lucky.
Yeah, that Titan you'll have for quite a while.
Yeah, we have about 6 months with the Titan, so we can get some idea about these trucks, but
Yeah,
not
yeah.
every truck.
You had the Final Frontier, and I was that several months too, but you didn't wear it out either. But we need to get trucks where we can put 100,000 miles on them, find all the squeaks and rattles and all that. That would be fun.
Heck yeah. So we can move on to the 2019 Silverado. Obviously, that truck is already in dealerships.
Yeah.
It's on sale. Maybe not in huge volumes quite yet because they're just kind of the factories are firing on all cylinders and they're trying to ship them out. But the one interesting part is that Chevy is selling the new truck and the old classic LD. They're calling it light duty LD.
Kind of like Dodge or Ram. I mean, Ram did the same thing.
Yeah, they're
earlier.
selling both side by side.
Yeah.
But you can get. We need the chicken.
Quit.
Random, the $95. Thank you. I'm gonna put your name on the
Awesome.
board. Is the Bison worth the price? We don't know the exact
Versus-
price.
Yeah, and the
on the
ZR,
Bison,
yeah.
yeah.
Everybody wants the ZR2, except my big thing. I was really serious about it, but the fuel mileage really drops off on it, and I wouldn't think just the wider axles and the fender flares and a few other things would do that much to it, but apparently they do. But yeah, so that's kind of why I've shut off. Well,
So-
look, they said I love the hat and the vest combo. Well, thanks, Rando M.
So I think as far as mid-size trucks are concerned, Chevy is they're in full force.
Yes.
They're really here. They're even collaborating with other manufacturers to build special editions. I mean, they have a lot of breadth of mid-size trucks with the Colorado, and also, of course, the Canyon.
Yeah.
The Canyon truck is a GMC, so
Yeah, they're all doing very well, and they are so big on trailers now. I mean, the little sticker they put in the door that tells you your tongue weight, your axle weight rating, your trailer, all that stuff is now so much simpler. I mean, GM or Ram for a long time has had the website where you put the VIN number and it tells you all that stuff. And now GM, it's right on the truck, so it's not some vague truck because with all these combinations, you add anything to the truck and it lowers your payload and your trailer capacity. I mean, you might add air conditioner, you add a 4-wheel drive, all that stuff changes. But you should always be able to get the exact specs for your truck and what it can do
easily.
easily.
Yes.
And see, that's what part of that the SAE 2807 was to help narrow that stuff down. But then they don't put a sticker and tells you how it passed on the 2807, so it doesn't give us information. But I think the manufacturers are getting with it, and Chevy's leading the way right now with all that sticker and all the stuff they're doing for trailers. They're all doing things for trailers. Ram, Ford, GM, they're all
Cameras,
understand-
everything,
Yeah,
right.
they understand that most people will pull a trailer with these trucks. So you got to get it ready and you got to make it safe. And I like the way the future is headed. More things are coming down the pike. I've seen a lot of cool things at SEMA that'll be big for trailer safety, and that's why I go there is to learn about that.
Their hats are not flex fit; they're adjustable. So somebody.
Back.
Yep. So the hats are here, but they're trucker hats. I really love these hats.
Yeah.
Are you planning to buying a truck or waiting until 2020? M. Jones is asking. I still have the H2 that I bought from TFL, so I'm still enjoying my Hummer H2. Just now it becomes a financial game because I wanted the half-ton segment. I wanted to see what's out there.
Yeah.
So I will buy a truck maybe a year from now.
That's what you're looking at, the half tons.
Yeah, I'm focused on the half-tons now. I don't think I need a heavy duty anymore.
I think you should get one of those earth roamers.
But
That's what you need to be
what,
driving.
the 13 feet tall?
Yeah, you need that $2
9
million
feet wide.
rig to give you something to do.
So the Silverado lineup, the half-ton lineup, obviously is there. The classic or LD truck,
Yeah.
it's a regular cab, so you can buy some of those regular cabs in
Oh,
a
yeah.
classic version. I'm calling them classic because there's previous gen.
But you can get all those different configurations, can't you?
In the new one.
Oh, but the
They're-
old 19 you can't, huh?
Well, I think what they're trying to do is, the most popular truck, the crew cabs,
Right.
are new. So you
Okay.
can buy them, anytime, in many configuration, in many trim levels. But the regular cab is still not available as the new generation truck.
Okay, so
So
that's
if you want the regular cab, you have to go classic for now, LD.
that'll appeal to the fleets who are trying to do some
Yeah.
tax write-offs and all that.
Right, and also bringing the price down.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Bringing the price of that
Fleets will buy a few
entry
hundred
truck.
of those each company and go on from there. But yeah,
So I think Chevrolet is covering the half-ton market. They're fighting a strong headwind because the new Ram is out. Ford is obviously the leader in this space. So there's also Toyota and Nissan obviously here. So I think they're strong. Maybe they're not quite the strongest yet in the half-ton.
yeah,
What do you think?
Chevy's been in the top two forever since I think time began. And I know
Yeah.
like some GMC things, and Ram does really well in Canada. I think GMC does really well in Canada. So it's all interesting how it all works out. But yeah, it's very competitive, and it helps us. In the old days, there's only been 3. Now there's 5 choices on trucks. And the Japanese investment, they're still having a hard time breaking through that. But eventually they will. And it's interesting because they keep making everything safer. And of course, that makes the price of the trucks go up. But more safety. I mean, it's really hard to crash a truck nowadays. You got to try hard to crash a truck. It's got so many devices that keep that.
It
from
keeps you in the
happening.
lane and
Yeah,
it does all this
does
stuff.
all that stuff, and it's very interesting how it's going. And they're towing more trailers. Every new model is a bigger trailer number, bigger payload number. I mean, at some point they need to agree on what should be the limit of a half-ton or a three-quarter ton. I mean, they're going nuts. It's like in the diesel world, in the three-quarter tons and the 1 tons. When is it going to stop? I mean, they're going to get so priced. So I mean, it's not their fault that the EPA, all those emissions thing, all the things that are going on with safety. That's not the OEM's fault. But this diesel war is their fault because they haven't come to terms with, are we going to have 2,000 foot-pounds of torque in 10 years? What are we going to have? It's just
I'm
crazy.
still waiting for 1,000, but I see
Yeah.
what you're saying.
I think we're going to see more in the heavy duties, more 10 speed. So all that's improving.
Mhm.
But
Absolutely. And just to close out the half-ton segment of this show, the Chevrolet first came out with the new one, the new Silverado 1500 with the 5.3 V8
uh-huh.
and a 6.2. And you drove that in Wyoming, right?
Yeah.
At that first event.
Yeah.
But now they're adding more engine options, right? So
Right.
the
What are
4.3 V6 is still there. Oh, the chicken! Oh, jeez.
Holy
Um,
cow.
Smoking Under the Big Sky donated $50. Oh my goodness.
Oh, goodness. Wow. That's
Either
cool.
way, I still
Smoking
want the
under
hat
big
as,
sky.
as much black as possible, please. Thank you. So I'm assuming this one. So do you want it signed? If email us at ask@tfltruck.com with an address to send the hat, and let us know if you want it signed.
Does the big sky mean he's from Montana, or what's that mean?
Well, I hope so. Big Sky. I love going to Montana. So let me just write this down. But the turbo is coming, dude. We're going to be driving it next week.
Yes, we will. We will. And you know what we're doing the end of next week?
What?
The Ford Raptor.
Oh yes.
So we got next week, we're going to be busy. We'll be driving Fords and Chevys.
Yes.
It'll be exciting time.
Yes.
Won't be time for sleep, but we will have a good time. No, this is an exciting week, and that's what it is. From now all the way through the big event in Detroit for the Detroit Auto Show. We'll be so busy. That's just another month away. So then, and then December, I think we got a Ranger. So we're going to be like hop, skipping, and on a plane. We'll be jet setters. We'll be running around.
Heck yeah.
The exciting time.
For 2019, the heavy-duty Chevrolet is mostly unchanged. You can still get all the configurations, but there's one trim package that's new. It's the Tribute Edition.
Oh yes, the flags.
Yeah, have you
Hey,
seen this?
Andre? Hey, before we get into that, we have something special we want to show to you guys and the viewers.
What is this?
Is this money?
Our producers are trying to surprise me.
Oh, not trying, Andre. We are surprising you.
Okay, there's Michael.
Check
Michael
it out. In celebration of
Man.
500,000 subscribers on TFL Truck,
No way.
we got jackets, boys.
Oh, cool, man.
Look at that.
I'm gonna get naked and put this on.
Don't get naked.
Don't get naked.
Please
I
don't
like
get
that.
naked.
Oh, it's a
Wow. With,
Look at
with
those.
The patches
With
puppy,
patches.
man, oh, man.
from the company.
Holy cow.
These are.
How do people get the patches again?
Thank you. You can
What
get
the
these
heck?
patches by donating $25 in Super Chat. That's
is
the
this-
only way to do it.
Is this a 4X? What?
It's your size.
You know what?
It's
That-
chilly in here. Go ahead, put it on.
Wow, that's
So-
pretty cool.
So the thing is, we reached 500,000 subscribers on TFL Truck YouTube channel, which is a huge milestone, and I'm really happy about it. But we just did a night gauntlet. We filmed one this morning. It was 12 degrees at the top of Loveland, near the ski area, and I really wished I had this morning.
My zipper's on backwards.
You gotta flip it around.
We gotta flip it. Oh, it's actually down. And
Is it down?
It's
Is there
warm.
a duck in there somewhere?
Oh.
There you go. Look at that. Woo! Woo!
Oh,
Talk to the hand.
oh, wow.
Now I have to wear this hat and my other down vest because in this studio, can't turn on the heat because
Wait.
it makes noise.
You're not gonna take off your vest?
Well, it's
How
cold in
many
here.
how many jackets are you gonna be wearing?
We'll see if this is the right size. It's got to fit over all my stuff.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure this is the right size.
Well, this was a great surprise. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
This is
Oh, cool. Patches on each side.
It's a gift from the boss man.
TFL car, TFL truck. Thank you, Roman. Thank you, TFL.
Yes, thanks, Roman.
Wow. So I think basically this is part of where your donations are going. We're able to get a little fancier and stay warm when we're filming.
Am I going to have to lose weight to wear this?
You might have to.
You might just have to take off your vest, Kent.
I can't show that much skin. You guys will get all excited. A lot
Oh.
more money coming in you don't know what to do with.
Wow. Thank you so much. I feel special. I think I feel like I can go mountaineering.
Special?
Yes.
So very special?
Yes. The heavy duty trucks, we just mentioned the 19. This is the tribute edition. It's basically a Z71 4x4 package, but it's really patriotic, this truck.
Yes. That does look cool. Now, what's that cost?
Well,
I
it
might
can
be
co-
interested here.
so listen to this. It bundles the Z71 package, the shocks,
Right,
the
that's
skid
the off-road
plates,
package, yeah.
the off-road package on the four-wheel drive heavy duty. So it bundles that with parking sensors and a few other things, chrome, stuff like that. $2,000 for all of that.
What's the ZR1 cost by itself?
Z71?
Or Z71? What's the
I
Z71?
don't know. It's hard to say. Trucker then donated $2.
Oh, cool.
He's supporting us with jackets.
Quit. Well, does that paint job, that decal system, does that have a long warranty like the drivetrain warranty of 60 months, or is it the
I don't-
engine warranty of
I
30?
don't- I don't know,
That
but-
would be, I'd be really interested because that could be expensive repair if it's not.
It's a big
I
decal.
would want a warranty on it.
I don't have an answer for you right now, but you know what? We're gonna go to the Chevrolet event,
Yes.
and we
there
should ask
probably
them.
will be some there.
We should ask them about
Yes, that would be good. We need to
Trucker
know.
then
We
says,
need to
quick
know.
question, how's the new poster coming along?
Poster? What's a poster?
I think Trucker Den is referring to his request where he wants to see us with our trucks.
Oh, yeah.
Us posing.
Well, I got like 5 of them. What do I have now? I don't even know how many trucks I have. But
It's
lot.
going well. Nathan, Nathan Adlin, we're working through him and with him to take a picture with all of us.
Oh, cool.
So he's heading up. So that's coming soon. I don't know what it's going to look like.
Well, my truck's right out back right now.
I don't know, but you also have Dutchzilla and many others.
I have a lot of trucks.
Yes. So we're coming along. Thank you very much. Juan says, where's the new channel?
After
TFL
Dark.
After Dark?
After Dark. Is that,
no.
is that our porn channel?
No, we're not going to do After Dark.
That would be fun. We get lot lizards in here. We get chickens. We can have so much fun. Run around naked in our new coats.
If we're going to do that, it will not be called TFL.
Ah, we'll be.
We're a professional review organization.
Okay.
If we needed to do After Dark stuff, it'll be branded something else, I'm sure.
Okay.
Any news on the GM SUVs? There's a question here. There's prototypes running around. And actually, we can bring up a couple of images. I think we have a couple of images of heavy-duty truck prototypes
really?
here on the show. This is a 2020 Chevy heavy-duty.
It's a big cat.
1 ton. The SUVs like the Tahoe and the Suburban, there are prototypes running around too, and my guess is they're based or related heavily on the new 2019 Silverados.
Yes, there's still a torsion rod there, so that same front suspension.
Yes.
I see leaf springs back there. Nothing new there.
But did you see this? There's a little
Little
blue
def
thing.
tank. Yeah, that's the def tank.
Yeah, I think they may have moved the def tank.
Well,
Because it used to be under the hood on the passenger
right,
side.
that's a good sign, and that's something for the commercial guys on it. It's got a flatbed on it, but yeah, I don't see any tank hanging down below, but yes, that was one thing they really need to do is move that depth tank up, and they need to take the damn thing out from underneath the hood, because
So-
that is a pain in the butt.
Chevrolet officially said that the 2020, the next generation heavy duties, are going to be coming at the end of next calendar year, at the end of 2019. So we still have to wait about a year for these puppies to come out. But next year, 2020, is going to be really exciting because Ram is going to have a new truck,
Yes.
updated truck for heavy duty.
And
So is Ford.
That's next year, right?
Yeah, at the end of next
Was
year.
Ford going to have a big change? They already did the big change in 17. I doubt if it's a full change. It might be like a 10-speed transmission.
It
or
might be a
maybe
mechanical update.
2-speed rear end, or
Yes.
you know, all that
Yes,
stuff.
we don't know much about them because they're all camouflaged right now. But what I like on the new heavy duties is this Chevrolet. Oh, where's that image? Chevrolet across the grill. You can actually
Yeah.
see it stamped in the grill, which I kind of like. Do you like that?
Yeah, and see, look at the mirrors. It's a single post. The way it looks.
Yeah,
it's a
and
single post.
this is where we can talk about the Silverado ZH2, the new military concept truck that
Okay,
was
okay.
unveiled. It was actually out at a military conference in DC.
Did they sell it to the military? I know they're doing a prototype and trying to get their contract.
I
You
don't
know,
think
they-
it's on sale. No,
you
no,
don't
I
have
don't
it?
think it's a contract as far as like in volume.
Yeah.
I think they're still. It's a prototype. It's basically a concept phase. But when I saw this, my head just exploded because not only does it look awesome,
Oh,
we got
that's
another
a
donation.
Colorado?
That's a Silverado.
Oh, but I mean, really? Well, that would be cool. That's a hydrogen too. I thought the Colorado was a hydrogen special. This is just an armored truck.
No, it's hydrogen.
It's hydrogen also.
Yeah.
Wow,
Sorry.
that is cool. I mean,
Um,
look at that. See, that's part of that mirror.
Single
thing I was
post
talking
mirror.
about. Yeah. Look at the dual snorkels, new snorkels. Look at the snot coming out of that puppy. Boy, that is cool.
It's got
That's
a lot of
armored.
hydrogen pumping out.
Wow.
No,
I like that truck.
Trucker Dan is donated again, and he says loves the jackets, and the posters would be added to our store. Yes, we're gonna work on that.
What
I'm
are the
just-
posters of? They
Of us.
You naked? Oh, the trucks. That's in the trucks. Okay.
No.
Cool. That would be cool. We made a calendar out of it. I got 4 or so there's 4 months. You got something.
Wow, that concept also blows my mind. But the ZH2 is cool because not a lot of information came out about it, but the
Yeah.
GM Defense company, which is kind of now a separate company within the GM umbrella, said it's a heavy-duty frame. So I think it's based on a heavy-duty truck. It's got unique styling. Hydrogen fuel cell is basically an electric technology, right? So you fill it up with hydrogen under pressure. And that basically, in the fuel cell, creates electricity for the battery
Yes.
and for the electric motor.
Right. And what else does it create?
Water.
Water.
Yes.
Which, if you're out there in a desert storm, whatever you're doing, that water's a big deal. I mean,
Heck
if you
yeah.
can create drinkable water or usable water from your machine, this is the future, man. This is how it's going. You're going to be able to do so many things
Right.
with those futuristic vehicles that are coming out.
But so in this truck, as cool as it looks, I mean, this is just a concept, but it was also shown, and we have a video of it on TFL Now, shown with those dampers, the DSSV spool valve shocks.
Yes, those are pretty complicated.
Which it's a tease basically, because I thought, oh my gosh, how cool it would be to have a Silverado ZR2. You know, they have a Colorado ZR2. Why not just build a Silverado full on?
Well, that would be cool. And they know how successful the Ford Raptor has been. I think and Ram has announced, what is it, the ZX2? What is that thing they're talking about? That prototype? I should know the name of that thing.
Which one?
The one that they showed us at Tech State Fair a couple of years ago. That's going to be coming out in another couple of years.
Oh, TRX.
Yes, the TRX.
Yes,
I have
yes.
a four-wheeler named that, TRX
Yeah.
250X. But yeah, that's if Ram, and they announced they're coming out with that. So if Chevy comes out with this, holy cow, look at all those. I like those wheels. Look at that. Brake, the bead breakers. All good gosh, I want one. Look at that trailer with all the solar panels. Let's go. Let's go. Those are cool looking trucks, but no,
Thank
that's
you.
good. That's good.
There's some good comments. Juan says, he says, I love you guys. I really appreciate it. So I think as far as heavy duty are concerned, I don't know if Chevrolet is fully back. because they don't have the payload. I mean, they don't have the towing numbers.
Well, yeah, that's
You know,
that's a
for heavy
problem.
duties,
That's a problem.
right now.
And they don't think it's a problem. We think it's a problem. When why would you purposely want to be in third place on towing? It
I don't
doesn't
know.
make any sense to me at all. But if they know their market, I guess better than I do. But I would think that they would want to be, leading the pack or somewhere higher to the top. But because now that 4,500, 5,500, 6,500, none of the numbers off those are like class leading. So why would
Right.
you build a truck that
Right.
big that only competes with the 1 tons? Why would you have a 45, 55 that only competes with a 3,500 or 3?
Good question, and we'll ask it next week.
Yeah, because I like to know the logic. I mean, I'm not telling them what to do. I'm just saying I don't understand.
No,
they tell me, that they're nobody pulls those big traders. Well, I can tell you what, about half the state of Texas pulls those big hot shotters that are 30,000 pounds. I know they're out there. I see them all the time, and yeah. That's good. See, that's a good-looking rig. I'm so glad that they have their own nose because, the International's building it. They're using the GM engine and the GM transmission, the Allison and the Duramax. But, and I'm so glad that the grill they have looks good because I've seen some of those Internationals.
The crossbars?
Yeah, it's a Terra something from International.
TerraStar or
Terra,
something
yeah, probably it's
something
TerraStar.
like
'Cause they have Pro Star, Lone Star, TerraStar. You're right, and a WorkStar. So the TerraStar, I don't like the grill of that at all. I'm so glad a GM, even though it's made by International, come out with that grill because that's sexy. I like that giant fender, and it's a tip forward on the hood. You can get in there and change your oil and check all your fluids and work on stuff.
Hell yeah, but isn't this class of truck, the 45s, 55s, 65s, they're focused on payload.
Yeah,
I mean, because when you want to carry over 7,000 pounds of actual payload,
Right.
I mean, these trucks would do it.
yeah,
But I agree with you. Where's the towing?
yeah. That mean, if you want to put a dumper on there, you're fine. If you want to haul pounds,
But you
you're
still
fine,
cannot tow 30,000
Yeah,
pounds.
most of these guys tow trailers. They know that. They know that people buy these big trucks, they tow trailers. These guys might have a backhoe in the back, might have all these things. Now that's like the old mirror, so that's what we're used to. And then that post we saw on those other ones, that's going to be, I think, the new mirror.
The new mirror, right?
Even on the half tons, I think.
which is
I
really
think that
exciting.
was. Yeah, I can see that's still up there in the window. Now, this was what they came out with earlier. When is this going to change for 20? To where they move the mirror down and they do all these other things to it?
So what they did with the medium duties is they're using the cab, the passenger compartment from the old generation.
Yeah.
HD.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
So I don't see them updating it that
They're gonna
quickly.
change that?
Th-
Okay.
because they're
Most
just
people-
coming out with it now. It's not quite on sale yet.
yes.
I mean, it's going to be on sale within months,
Yeah.
any month now. But them changing the entire cab a year into production, I don't see them doing it.
That could be, and I'm so glad to see them back because they used to have all the way up, I think, through an 8,500, and then when the bankruptcy happened, the government made them get rid of all those clear down to the 3,500. Because I missed that because they were doing such good work with that 4,500, with the Allison, with the Duramax in the RV market, in the Class C mobile home. They were really going great guns, and then that thing happened, the recession in 2008. So now I'm glad to see them come back because that's what's nice, and that's what they're claiming, that if you go clear down to the midsize all the way up to that 6,500, they got the largest row of models. But it's very competitive. It makes it better for all of us. I just hope it affects some of the pricing going on. How do I get this thing to scroll down? It's not scrolling down.
Push the little arrow.
I pushed.
No, not with your finger.
Oh, this?
With your mouse.
I tried to do that. This mouse is dead. I got a dead mouse.
You got a dead mouse? But your chicken is pretty healthy.
Yes, he is.
Hello, Sasha. Thank you for your comments. Somebody mentioned the ZR1 Corvette engine, the new supercharged one. I think they should stick that engine into the Silverado ZR2 and make it the end-all off-road truck out there. Boom.
Yeah.
755 horsepower.
Was that a car?
The Corvette engine, I'm saying.
Corvette engine,
Just
okay.
put that in the Silverado and be done with it. That would be just incredible.
Yeah, no. Because
don't want it?
when they first came out with that in the 6.2, it was based on the Corvette engine, and it had problems towing trailers and heating and those kind of things, and so they changed a bunch of stuff on that to make it that 6.2 powerhouse it is now. So it's a different, you got to do things differently.
Well,
in
the
a truck
tuning is
engine.
different.
Yes,
Right.
you got to have a lot of stuff different. Now this guy here is talking about having something in my backyard. What's he saying?
What?
When is the TFL meet and greet powwow? Let's have a big bash in Mr. Truck's house.
I-
Is it?
Um,
Yeah, I got little bumps. We can jump our four-wheelers off and go around the barn a few times. chase the goats
We,
around. Yeah, it'd be
we
good
don't
time.
have time to schedule one this year. You know, the year is
Yes.
coming to an end. But I think in the spring,
Yeah,
there's Denver Auto Show is always a kind of a good time
yeah.
when
yeah.
we're all here for the Denver Auto Show at the end of March in 19. So I don't know if we can swing that, but it would be nice because we're also going to be doing our 2019 Gold Hitch and Gold Winch Awards.
Yeah, we got a lot coming up and really busy winter. I
Right.
think we ought to actually go up to the sand dunes by Walden, and everybody can meet us up there. We can go jumping with our four-wheelers. I mean, you guys got all kinds of stuff.
We have a question.
Stephen Beasley asked earlier in the show, what's your favorite engine that Chevy is offering right now?
Well, that's easy.
Across all engines, what's yours?
I like the
6.2?
6.2. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Duramax, but that 6.2 is an incredible powerhouse with that 10-speed. I really like that.
Brian says bring back the 8.1 Vortec, the big block.
Yes, yes. Now they sold it off to another company. Another company puts them in those, those vans that they use all in all these municipalities. And I think it might have been Allison, but that's the 8.1.
Delivery
there.
vans type
Yeah, and
stuff?
see, that was also in those RVs. And when all that went down with the government and all that stuff, you were left with this Ford and the 6.8. So Ford owned that V8 market on the SUVs, not the SUVs, the RVs, the even Class A, all had the 6.8, and we're thinking that the new 7.3 gas engine's coming from Ford. But Ford
Oh, yes.
dominated that, and that's because Chevy left them alone. And then, Ram, they had a V10 engine in these pickups, and that could have went well with the RV industry, and then they dropped that. So, when you leave Ford to own something, you need to get back in the market, make it competitive. But
I think
I like the 8.1 and the Allison. I mean,
there's one more rumor I forgot to mention, and we can kind of close the show close to this, is that for 2020, the heavy-duty trucks will get a new gas V8. So there was a rumor, I couldn't confirm or deny it, but the GM Authority had that information, and they're saying it's going to be a 6.6 liter, not a Duramax, but a gas V8 for next-gen heavy-duty trucks with up to about 400 horsepower and about 450 pound-feet of torque. So,
yeah.
because Ford's been rumored with a 7.3
Right.
displacement gas V8, so maybe Chevy is working on an answer
Yeah,
for that.
yeah, and that's that 6.2, the 6 liter is a good engine, but it's not a powerhouse. It's
No.
nothing special. I mean, it's got a great transmission, even though it's not an Allison. But they've been kind of sucking the stuff out of that engine. That's about you can't do it forever. It almost starting to sound like Toyota.
I think,
Using
well,
the
my
same stuff
favorite
forever.
engine, it has to be a 6.2 as far as, but I don't think we're going to see larger displacement engines in the half-ton segment.
No,
I
no,
think
probably not.
the 6.2 is the end-all engine for now. I think the displacements might start shrinking. The 5.3 may get an
Yeah.
update. It may make more power in the upcoming year, or maybe a turbocharged
Yeah.
V8 or 6.
Well, whether we
um,
want it or not, the hybrids are coming. So you're going to see more combinations of gas engines with
Electricity,
motors.
right?
So that's coming, and that you're going to, and see, that can give you a lot of power too. 100% torque out of these electric engines, or electric motors. So you tie all that together. I mean, I've had some hybrids that were flat out fast, and I think that's coming. I think that will happen. That's probably the way they're going now. Instead of thinking about keeping bigger and bigger engines, except in a diesel class, those guys are nuts. But that's fine. Let them do that. But I think in the half-ton class, it's going to be more hybrids coming out, more electricity.
So is Chevy trucks back or busted?
They're back. That's what I said at the beginning, because they're back. Look at all they're doing. My gosh, they got so many models. You think about it. Colorado up to 6,500. That's a big spread of
It's huge.
models,
It's huge.
and segments. Yes, I think they are, and I like it. I like them to be very competitive. Like Ram has gotten so competitive in the last few years. So nobody's sleeping at the wheel anymore. I mean, it's
No.
interesting, and it's
It's
going to be
very
really
competitive.
hard for the Titans and the Tundras to catch up with all that, because neither one of those really have a 3/4 ton. They're only in this one little class. Well, two of them, the midsize and the half tons, or the whatever Titan has. They're almost a 3/4 ton. Whatever.
XD,
Yeah, that thing. So we'll find out. We'll find out who's pushing the hardest, and I wish them all luck. But it makes it interesting for us. We have more choices,
Yes.
and hopefully someday that competition is supposed to affect prices. Right now, it just affects models. But at some point, we can't keep affording these $2,000 truck payments. Or at least I can't. Maybe you can.
I can't either.
These house payments.
Well, guys, we'll let you know a lot more about Chevy trucks next week, because we're going to be driving a lot of them. So thank you for joining as always, and we'll see you next week. No, we won't. We might be traveling next week, but we'll see you very soon in a live show as well.
Yes, that's true. We will be
Yeah.
at an event next Thursday.
So-
And we missed 3 weeks. I hate that, but we're doing what we can. I would like to be on next week.
Well, thank you very much, and we'll close this down. I'll try to find some music here. Okay,
You
let's
want me to
see.
sing? I can sing.
No.
Here, watch
No.
this. Holy cow! He's excited. Calm down. Calm down.
He's hitting the hula
Oh,
girl.
holy cow! Look at him go! Look at him go! Holy cow! That's a holy chicken. Look at that! Whoa! Whoa! He's looking for